It's something grotesque and faintly comical, politically volatile, the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, and more precisely how Donald Trump's mishandling of it has caused perhaps the first major rupture with his own base. And at the heart of it lies a broken promise, a vanishing file, and a suspiciously timed attack on Barack Obama. What's happening here is not just deflection, that's the attack on Obama, it's reputational panic, the betrayal of a cultic narrative, and a glimpse of Trump finally losing control of the script and his hair. Donald Trump came to power promising to drain the swamp. He played to a conspiracist base that saw Epstein not simply as a predator, but as the key to an elite cabal. In 2024, he promised he would release all the Epstein files. His son called that a proof of integrity. If Dad's name were in the files, why would he promise to release them? That was the line. But now, 6 months into his second term, not only are the files still sealed, but the story has mutated. There is, according to the Attorney General Pam Bondi, no Epstein client list, no revelations, no dirt, and no further investigation needed. For the MAGA faithful, that's not just disappointing, it's apostasy, it's heresy. Because here's what we now know. Bondi originally claimed the Epstein files were sitting on her desk. She then claimed no incriminating list exists. You can't have both. Either they weren't on her desk when she claimed they were, or no incriminating file exists, or no incriminating file exists because she's eaten them or something. The federal judge ruled grand jury materials cannot be released, but this was after Trump had already implied that they could be, and they would be. What is it again? Meanwhile, internal Justice Department memos claim Epstein blackmailed no one, contradicting years of public speculation and media scrutiny. To make matters worse, the files do include Trump's name multiple times, as confirmed in reports to Trump himself in May, yet when asked, he denied knowing this. His own base is livid. Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, even fringe QAnon influencers have turned on him, demanding transparency. Well, that's what happens when you ramp up the conspiracy. In MAGA terms, this isn't just political misjudgment. It's heresy. So what does Trump do when under pressure he attacks someone else? Cue the sudden accusation that Barack Obama committed treason. The charge is vacuous, of course. Tulsi Gabbard, now Trump's Director of National Intelligence, claims Obama exaggerated Russian meddling in 2016, but this is reheated nonsense. 4 separate inquiries, including by Trump's own administration, concluded that Russia interfered in that election. The attack on Obama is political theatre, red meat for a crowd Trump knows is restless. It's the old playbook. When you're drowning, shout Clinton, or emails, or now treason. But this time it isn't working. The distraction hasn't landed. Even die-hard supporters aren't letting go of the Epstein question. The Epstein saga was never simply about Epstein. That's the problem. It became mythic within MAGA ideology, proof that elites were hiding something monstrous. And the promise of unveiling that truth became central to Trump's anti-establishment appeal. When Trump is in the White House, we will know everything. We will see the JFK files. We will see all these conspiracies. We will see the moon landing. Everything will be laid bare. Well, the JFK hasn't really been exposed. Moon landing hasn't been exposed. So now we're left with Epstein. And that has been hidden. The same administration that once claimed it had the truth is now accused of burying it. Consider, Trump called his supporters idiots for pressing the issue. Speaker Mike Johnson shut down Congress early to avoid a vote to release the files. Ghislaine Maxwell, the only person jailed in connection with Epstein's crimes, is now being visited by a former Trump attorney, now a deputy attorney general, prompting wild speculation about a plea deal or a gag order so that she can come out and say, "No files!" This is not justice, this is damage control masquerading as procedure. And this is where things get dangerous for Trump. His success has always rested on merging the man with the myth. But mythologies cannot survive when their high priest starts contradicting the liturgy. Trump's alliance with Rupert Murdoch is faltering. The Wall Street Journal has published damning stories about his past with Epstein, including the crude birthday cards and the compromising photographs, and Trump has responded with defamation suits, but it looks more desperate than defiant. Even Elon Musk, who once courted Trumpism, has broken ranks and now publicly criticises Trump's cover-up instincts. What we're witnessing is not the erosion of a presidency, it's the erosion of a mythos. When you promise to expose the deep state and end up protecting it, you lose the very magic that powered your movement, or rather, when you end up trying to expose the deep state and claim that it's not there at all, you end up losing that very magic. By the way, I don't think the deep state exists. The deep state is a concept that was invented in Turkey. It doesn't exist anywhere else. The deep state is about a very peculiar aspect of Turkish politics. It's not in America. For years, Trump turned conspiracy into power. He sold suspicion as insight. But in the Epstein affair, the alchemy has turned against him. The very people who believed in the swamp are now seeing him as the one of its guardians. Is Barack Obama guilty of treason? Of course not. Is Trump hiding something? Possibly. But more than that, he's mismanaging something, and that, in MAGA world terms, is even worse. Because when you fuel the fire of conspiracy, you cannot be surprised when your own house begins to burn.